So I was listening to This World the other day, and you had a phone call at the end of it, and I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. But listen back to some of your other music too. You have a lot of disembodied voices.
But you might need to explain, just in case for those that might not know what disembodied voices mean.
A good example is Mad Kid, Mad City.
Boys in Paris.
Or like Boys in Paris.
Oh yeah, Boys in Paris.
Yeah. Oh, it ain't
What
the
in Paris?
boys, but you know the What in Paris.
What in Paris? What
Hey,
song
you
are you
wanna
talking
say?
about, dude?
Hey man, I know exactly what you're trying to do here.
Hey, Leviction, what song is he talking about, bro?
I don't know
The
what
one by
he's talking
Kanye.
about.
What Kanye
What?
song, huh?
The one that gets people going.
I guess to answer your question,
Welcome everybody to a special episode of Dudes You Never Told Me. Today we have our special guest host stopping by for a conversation, a long time up and coming rapper and producer. Personally, my little brother, my best friend, and today otherwise known as Leviction. Welcome, Leviction.
it's good, y'all.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Welcome indeed,
Dude.
man. Thank
Yeah,
you for
man,
helping us with our sound. And I'm looking forward to hearing about you and your story.
Yeah, I'm excited to tell y'all a lot about my story.
And we're excited to hear it. So Leviction,
Welcome, my man.
why Leviction? What's the purpose? What's the story behind the name, my guy?
Dude, Leviction. So, not gonna lie, I woke up to that name from a dream that I had the night before. So,
Wait, when was this? Like yesterday?
not but I was 16 at the time. So probably mid-sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
I had a dream that I was signing something. I don't know if it was like a record deal or an autograph, or I don't know what it was, but I just saw myself signing something, and yeah, I saw it as Leviction. I woke
Leviction.
up, looked up the name. Ain't nobody else in the world had that name, so I was like, okay, that's gonna be my name. Like at first
gotta-
it became my gamer tag, and then it like eventually became my artist name because it's just cool. It just sounds cool.
I gotta ask you, does it have any ties to the Bible, like Leviticus, anything like that, or is this literally just the dream?
Yeah, this is just dream, straight up. So
Have you signed anything as Leviction yet? I have to ask, like, does it feel right? I mean, you had a dream about signing your name with Leviction. Have you actually done it?
That's true. That's
I
a good
think I
question.
had. Damn.
All right.
Have I?
I think after this interview, you gotta sign something with Leviction. You gotta make sure that feels right? You know?
We need his
Yeah.
autograph. We need
Yeah,
his
make sure
autograph.
it feels like as if in your dreams.
Yeah, I'd be down too. I don't actually know if I signed anything as Leviction yet though. Like
In due
Start
time, my
practicing that
friend. In due
signature.
time. Yeah, you can practice how you craft it. But apart from your name, kind of what's your story? Like how did you? What was like growing up, and how did you growing up kind of influence yourself?
So with my parents, I grew up a lot around just music and like soul music, like R&B, like Mary J and like Whitney Houston,
Nice.
and a lot of Japanese music too,
Okay,
because my
yeah.
mom in the car rides, she would play like Japanese folk music, and I just sing along or just like actually be in tune with the music, and I'm like, oh, nice. And that's kind of how I learned Japanese as well. So
Has that like seeped into your current day music? Like the Japanese, Japan's up and coming on rap. They're mostly hip hop, but then has that mixed in with the American culture of rap? And have you like spoken Japanese in your raps, or are going to?
yeah, I have in one song actually. In my latest EP called Sorry for the Delay, on the track called Protected, I say Maji de hanbun otoko no hou ga ii, like basically saying like I
We
like
need the
being
subs.
half. I like
You like the what?
being
I was like,
half.
I'm gonna turn to Devante and help me understand that, Or
Like-
Alex, you've been studying Japanese.
Yeah, he's been
I don't
studying.
know that much. I don't know that much.
Got
Don't ask
that
me.
Duolingo not helping you enough?
No, not enough for that.
It's like it translates to I like being half. Like matter of fact, I like being half. I like being Blasian. Like that's what I mean by it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to incorporate more like one-liners or maybe a whole verse, like or a hook, like in Japanese.
Hmm.
Like I've been working on it though, and
I
you
would
will see a
definitely
lot of
throw
that.
people off if you if you did like the chorus in English and then you come back to it later and then all of a sudden you just start doing it in Japanese.
I will say I don't think I know too many rappers who are Blasian, but then again, I'll say my rap knowledge is not the most
I think it's
widespread.
Like Tyga.
It's the only one.
Yeah, Tyga is the only one that comes to mind.
Yeah, he's the only one.
Is
He's
he?
like
I didn't even know he
Vietnamese?
was Blasian.
Oh,
I think he's Vietnamese
Nice.
or something.
I want to
know
listen to that Vietnamese rap. I certainly don't.
he's like, I think he's East Asian and
Yeah.
black. But yeah,
So I will applaud you, Leviction. Like, you listening to those Japanese like folk music that your mom play. Like my mom would play
Yeah.
Vietnamese music all the time when car rides, and I despised all of it. That
You
was
listen
just
to that
not my
guy, Mom?
energy.
Man,
It's not
like,
my energy.
I was actually thinking about it last night, like before I went to bed. Like where did all of my music like I guess inspirations or like ideas mostly come from? And it
Where
was
did they
like
come from?
so our mom used to play a lot of like Christian worship music, right? And I was always interested in the drums. So, and one of our church members played for CFNI, Christ for the Nations, and there's this one album called Perfect Love, and we gave that album a listen almost like damn near every car ride, bro. So like I couldn't do nothing but listen to that, and like, and that's what low key got me into drums, and
Okay.
yeah, I'm like, that's where a lot of it came from. It's just Christian music and Japanese folk music and even Japanese rock music, like because Devante watched Naruto growing up and stuff. So like,
Didn't we all watch Naruto growing up?
We all watched Naruto
like
growing up.
openers,
We
like
still watching
openers and,
Naruto.
like, closers, and I'm just like listening in the background, like yeah. And we had a little CD, like a burnt CD of just like all the Naruto songs on it, like the OG Naruto openings and closings,
Mhm.
and like that's how I learned Japanese as well. It's just like small things like that that I just remember like vividly, like listening to it, like oh snap, like it felt like another like my conscious like kind of awoken musically. It was weird, but good times, weird times.
I got a question for you. So, you know Ed Sheeran, right? You know how he likes to incorporate a lot of kind of like folk music into his and just really remix it a lot. Have you thought about doing that like with Japanese into your rap,
Mm.
into some of your rap songs?
Yeah, I'm
Like add in like a Japanese beat to it in a way? Like
Gotta do Hanakara Sakebu. You gotta
Piece of
stay strong.
cereals. Bro. Yeah, I thought about it. It's just I gotta find a certain sound for it, bro. Like it has to be a certain vibe. Like for me, I have to vibe with it. I have
of
to
course.
find a certain vibe with it, and like some songs wouldn't even necessarily need a drum on it. Maybe it just needs a guitar or like or a yukata or something. Like I don't know. There's just a lot of elements that I'm just like I wouldn't say I'm not ready to dive into. It's just so much, bro.
Mm. So speaking of
Okay.
sound, what do you think your sound is right now? Like if you had to kind of sum it up.
um, if I were to sum up Leviction sound, it's more on a laid back, lo-fi. Of just like blue and orange would be the perfect colors to explain my music. It's like
Wait,
blue,
blue and orange.
Like
Do you
like
have
the
that
lo-fi girl?
Do you have that what's that thing where you see music as color? What's that called? Like,
I have no clue. But
I
I've heard of
don't know
that
what it's
before.
yeah,
called.
there's like a phenomenon where people will see music and sounds as like different colors or something like that.
Yeah,
Bruh.
they associate like sounds with
Yeah.
a specific color.
How do you
So you
see
call it
sound as a color?
How do I
It's
see
like
what?
How do you see sound as a color? What?
it's like the blues. You know, like they call it. It's called blues, and then like you're feeling blue. You know, you're feeling kind of down. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of
That
like that vibe. It's like associate to blues. You know,
so would
so
rock and roll
that's
be
the
like
color.
red,
I
Would
mean,
it be?
most. I feel like most rock and roll people
red
are
or
like
black?
black and yeah. I'll say like I mean AC/DC, right? Like they're red and black.
Yeah. And Metallica.
What
It's
color
like
would rap be?
rap. I don't know. It
Mm,
depends what rap.
Yeah, it actually depends
that's
on
true.
like the actual like sound of it, right? So you see
Yeah.
your music as orange and blue, but what people who don't see music as color, what does blue mean to you? What does orange mean to you?
Blue for me is like, I wouldn't say the depressive side. It's like, because blue could be interpreted as, sky blue as well, more than like deep down blue of being in the ocean. So like that's
Mm.
two very different spectrums of blues. So sometimes I could be deep blue ocean, like talking about my feelings, and other times I could be sky blue, like very hopeful and like very like secured with who I am and what I'm doing and et cetera, et
Mm,
cetera.
that makes
So
sense.
yeah, and then like for me, orange on the other hand, it reminds me of like sunrise and sunset alongside with the blue across the ocean.
Very
So like
beautiful.
that orange is in between both blues. And like
Okay.
that orange is kind of like the hope or like the core of almost everything that I talk about.
So could
Um
you say like the blue is like the pain that you're feeling and like you're putting in the song, and then the orange is like the hopeful side, letting you know that like, hey, everything's gonna turn out all right.
yep.
I
Yeah.
see. I get it.
So that's like how I see my music. I want everybody to, I guess, somewhat relate, but you ain't got to relate. I just want you to listen to see it. That's all I ask. It's like I want to be heard out, like everybody does. But
So what I
yeah,
think Leviction has is called synesthesia, which is where you experience multiple sensory from one source. So for Leviction, he sees sound and visual in the same like source.
Hmm.
He hears it because he also has like a visual component. Because like when you think of sound, you think of just the hearing it. You don't think of like a visual component to like an A note. But for Leviction, he probably sees it as like actual color.
yeah. And
I
Yeah,
think
then
I'm
see.
finally starting to understand why they call musicians artists.
Yeah, I mean Pharrell has it.
Sounds good.
yeah, yeah, like just watching the behind the scenes of a lot of these artists that like are, I don't know, they're just different, bro. Like they're just built different. Like I don't know how else to explain it. Like they just hear something and they make something from that
Yeah, like
one
Charlie
sound
Puth.
that they heard. Like yeah, Charlie Puth. And like the other day I watched a video on a dude named John Bellion. One of my coworkers recommended me this dude, and he made a beat out of his voice and then like built a song off of that. And I'm
That's
like
cool.
Oh,
he brought in different like uh different string players, different, just like he had a guitarist. I think his buddy was on the guitar, and then he was just on the piano, and they all like did a studio session recording. And I was like, dude, that blew
wow.
my mind, just seeing like the behind the scenes, the process of just like the song building. And that's where I'm trying to be. It's like, because that's just pure genius and amazing.
Yeah. So, at what point did you realize that you wanted to like go on this journey of being an artist, a rapper, a producer? You know, like what time in your life was it, and then what was happening around you when you realized, oh, this is what I want to do?
Dude, high school when I turned, when I was around 16, 17. I wrote my first song over Drake's Jungle instrumental. And
Jungle. Good song.
these days I'm letting go and all things above me. Like, yeah, that song.
Yeah. His singing song.
I
Drake
I
with
wrote
the
something over
melodies.
that, and after that, like I just kept writing more and more and more. And like at the time, J.Cole was introduced to me, and that dude
Mhm.
like brought so many inspirations to my head just to keep writing, keep grinding, like a dollar and a dream, just to keep grinding and do what you do, bro. Like it's gonna come to fruition. And that's what made me decide, yeah, I should do what I do, and that's music and letting people know that they're not alone. And like I want to be a voice in the hip hop world,
See,
whether
you
it's
said
through
something. You said something really important there. Like you said, like you want people to know that they're not alone. And I feel like through music, that's all people listen to these days, right? Whether it's at home or in your car, at the store, at the grocery store, like there's always some type of music, some type of background noise going on. And you're saying that, you don't want people to feel alone or know that they're going through something alone. And that's something that you want to convey through your music.
yeah, that's that's one of my emphasis on music is like just letting them know they're not alone, so like they don't do anything that I wouldn't want to do. So
Mhm.
yeah, I just want the
Like,
best for everybody and anybody. And if that means to make music for me, for them to listen, then so be it. I just want peace. I just want peace.
Don't we all just want peace on
Like,
earth?
yeah, like
But
everybody
hey,
wants peace, and I
if
just want to be another
I don't
voice
know. There's
for
definitely some people who don't want peace.
okay, I didn't know
yeah.
we were appealing to those people in our podcast, Alex.
Hey, I'm just saying.
They
I'm
woke
being
up and chose
realistic.
destruction.
Yeah. But you mentioned, John Bellion, Charlie Puth, and then J. Cole. Like, those are some pretty big name rappers. Do you kind of see them as influences of you as an artist?
Yes,
Okay.
I tried I try my best to stay authentic, um, and original, but it's okay to have inspirations to pick and choose, like what you take from these artists that you're inspired from, and then like make it your own thing. That's my goal.
Okay. Who are some of your other influences? And what have you
Um,
kind of like learned from them, right? Like, these, I imagine that your influences are like predominant rappers and musicians and artists. And so you must have learned something from them.
yeah, um, I'd say one of my biggest is uh Mac Miller,
Rest in
J.
peace.
Cole, Kendrick, Juice World. Rest in peace to Mac Miller and Juice World.
Yeah.
Um, and Andy Mini. Yeah, I don't know if I said Andy Mini already, but yeah, that is one
He's
dude
back. That man is back.
I would love to work with Andy Mineo, bro. Like you'll understand.
I think he's the only one from those artists that I do not recognize off the top of my head.
He's labeled as a Christian rapper,
Okay.
but to me, he's a rapper. He's a singer. He's a producer. Like
Yeah.
if you go check out some of his behind the scenes stuff and like his explanation behind a lot of his songs, I'm like, dang, you really do be making songs out of nothing. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
And they're about his life and like what he's going through, and it's like very relatable.
Exactly at the moment too. Like, yeah, I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I'll have to give it a listen. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like think of Drake, right? Like when people think of Drake, like Marvin Dream. We all know what that means. We all know when that song plays and you're playing that song, we know how you feel, right? Like we know what you're going through. And think of
Fair,
that, but like on
fair.
yeah, and Andy Mineo is kind of like that. Like he's like Devin said, a rapper, a producer, like all the behind the scenes stuff. Like but on a not on a more depressed level, it's more like you're like Devin kind of said, like you're not the only one going through this, and here's how I'm going through it, and here's how I'm processing it. And then you're like, oh, but then like he comes up with, it's like a kind of a solution in his life that for him it's God. And so like that's the solution, which he finds himself at a crossroads, and then he's like, oh, this is the direction that I want to take. And then it leads on to his next EP or his next album or single. And it just keeps on stacking. Like as he progresses, so does his music progress with him. Like he's never just stagnant. It's always, oh, here's the next part of life.
Like those artists, man, they're like on another level of just like thinking and just processing things. And I want to get to that level, and I'm working every day actually to reach that. And it's not to like be the best at it or something. It's just for me to learn how to I guess explain myself better, or like output myself better. So, or effectively. I wouldn't even say better, effectively.
So from those people that you listed off, and you going into your creative process, what is it that you were influenced by? I know that you had said like back as a kid, it started off with mom in the car listening to Christian music, but then from there you have to keep on embodying what you want to get to. And so what else was there in your life growing up that helped you get to where you want to be right now?
So when I was little, my mom used to take my sister and I to piano lessons for a little bit, and I learned piano at one point.
Dang,
and
what a
then we
good
stopped.
Asian boy.
And then we stopped. So I was like, bruh. So later down the line, in 8th grade, I had a chance to do JCC band, and what else did I do? I did like all the extracurricular activities. So, JCC band and football. Those are the 3 activities. And band was my favorite one out of all 3. The thing about it though, I originally wanted to play trumpet or saxophone when I joined the band.
Both of those are nice instruments.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
those like
I played the trumpet in like what middle school band. Yeah.
Dude, you never
told me. At
I had
St.
no
Andrews,
idea
I
you
did the trumpet.
This is another
Really?
dude you never told me moment. What the heck?
Trumpet. I love the trumpet. If those instrument I could
Wait.
pick back up again, it'd be the trumpet because it's just like a nice horn. You're loud. It's a nice like brass instrument.
I had no idea you did that.
Did
Wait, so did you do the Disney trip?
no, I did. This is St. Andrews. St. Andrews going on a Disney trip.
Yeah, they went on a Disney trip
Did
for their
they?
band.
I don't remember.
Yeah, that was one of the whole reasons I wanted to join. I'll never forget that I
don't
couldn't
remember that.
join because it was too expensive. And at
So
least
it's
for
probably
us at
why I
the time.
didn't go to Disney World then.
Yeah. I didn't know you played the trumpet.
I did play the trumpet. Yeah.
Dang. You've unlocked a dude you never told me moment. But go ahead, Leviction.
What you call it? I originally wanted to do trumpet and saxophone, but you had to pay an instrument fee. So my dad was like, "Nah." The only one that was free was drums, as long as I bought a pair of sticks, some mallets, and some timpani mallets. So he was like, "All right, bet. I ain't got to pay a monthly fee, just a one-time fee. Cool." So that went on, and luckily, everybody in my section, like everybody that I had in my percussion section, they supported me in every step. Like they liked me, and I will always appreciate them, because without them, I probably would not know how to like read music or read any type of rhythm. So I'm glad that I was able to join there. But
Yeah.
9th grade comes around, I joined the drum line, and it kicked off from there. So
Yeah, I imagine like doing percussion or doing drums, you have to learn like the tempo because you are keeping pace with everyone. Like you're creating the pace for everyone. So do you think that is why you kind of gravitate towards like, I guess let me rephrase that question. Do you see your time in percussion, in your time doing drum in the drum line, do you think that has heavily influenced how you create beats?
Yes, especially hi-hats.
Oh, okay.
Hi-hats and like 808s and just like things that come on downbeats. You have to make an impact. All that matters to me.
Said
And
hi-hat? What is a hi-hat?
you know, like on the drum set, the
Sounds so good.
Oh, okay. I got you.
yeah, the tss of the boots and cats, the boots cats, you know.
I got you. I got you. Okay, that's a
So
good way to explain
Good.
it.
That's pretty good.
but yeah, drums, I think drums did change my life. It was a journey trying to learn how to do it. Like, but once I got the hang of it and reading, like sight reading, like
Ooh.
that's how I knew like I had a passion for it because I just can't stop.
It's impressive sight reading.
Do y'all
Can't
know
stop,
what
won't
sight
stop.
reading is?
I learned it the other day.
Yeah. Alex, do you remember
But
what sight reading is?
I think I've heard the term. I just don't
It's
remember what it means.
if I present to you like just like a music sheet of like notes on like the stanzas, like can you read it without just and play it right off the bat, just without
Okay,
even doing
I have
anything?
heard this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely could not. I always had to like I was in bell choir in middle school and elementary, and yeah, no, not. It was like a bell
Dun.
that, and then it's like
he had one single bell, everybody.
oh yeah, you had two. But like I always had to write down the notes in it so that I knew which bell to ring because I couldn't read that shit.
I feel you. I am not musically inclined. Leviction took it all. I could barely stay on hand clap at church.
No. Devante has no rhythm.
I
He's
know
just
rhythm, dude.
always off beat every single time.
I cannot. I have two left feet, bro. Like I cannot.
I kind of want to do a dive deeper into actually some of your songs. So I was listening to This World the other day, and you had a phone call at the end of it, and I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. But listen back to some of your other music too. You have a lot of disembodied voices, and I have to know, is that just something you like to do, or why so much? Like I think pretty much every single of your songs, if not like 80% of your collection, has a lot of disembodied voices towards the end, some in the middle.
You might need to explain, just in case for those that might not know what disembodied voices mean.
I feel like for me, I describe a disembodied voice as you're singing a song, you have a song, you have a hook, you have verses, and then just some out of the blue, it just was something random like saying like just a one liner or some one off
I got a
skit.
great example.
A good example is Mad Kid, Mad City,
Boys in Paris,
or like Boys in Paris.
Oh yeah, Boys in Paris.
Yeah.
Oh, it ain't
What
the
in Paris?
boys, but you know the what in Paris.
What in Paris? What
Hey,
song
you
are you
wanna
talking
say?
about, dude?
Hey man, I know exactly what you're trying to do here.
Hey, Leviction, what song is he talking about, bro?
I don't know
The
what
one
he's
by
talking about,
Kanye.
though.
What Kanye
one-
song, huh?
The one that gets people going.
I guess to answer your question, a lot of it came from, or the inspiration came from Mac Miller, I'd say.
Okay.
And even like I could say NF inspired a lot of it too.
Yeah, he does use a lot.
Yeah, because I don't know, everybody has another side of them, and if you don't, then that
Just a random
must
person.
must be nice, bro. Like,
Is what it is.
but everybody has another, or most people have another side of them, and I want that other side to be like emphasized on some parts because not everything that I'm writing is through my own like understanding. That makes sense.
Mm. So do you kind of see like Leviction as yourself or as a persona of yourself, a different persona?
I'd say Leviction is a persona of Devin.
Okay.
Leviction writes about what Devin goes through.
Okay.
Hmm. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's how it's probably gonna stay.
I have noticed that a lot of your songs are a lot of like introspective songs and kind of like, how you see the life and how you see the world. So I guess it's more like how does, these are songs that Leviction's writing about how Devin sees the world.
Right.
Would it be safe to
Like,
say that like introspection and self-reflection is like, one of the key cornerstones of your lyric?
yes, I'd say that is one of the biggest, because without it, like, there wouldn't be any story to it.
Mm.
Yeah, because you're just rapping about your life, right? And like
Yeah.
what you're going through.
It's like, can't cap about what you're living through, and if you do, then that's on you.
You're just a fake.
But isn't that a certain thing though? Like sometimes like these rappers, rap about like a hard life, living on the streets and being like gangbangers and being thugs. But like looking back at their child, like their times growing up, they live like adjacent to it, but they don't actually like,
They get
live.
exposed
Yeah.
by social media.
I think, like, some rappers, like, I'd say Kendrick Lamar or even J.Cole, where they like actually witnessed it, or they've heard of people witnessing things. Like, you could also write about that. You could also write about other people's experiences, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, maybe that other person that you're writing about didn't live to see another day to tell that experience, So I
For
think
the
it's
people that
okay.
don't have the voice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, For Your Eyes Only, that song was meant for his best friend's daughter,
Hmm.
or like a good friend's daughter. So it's like it was meant for someone else, not J. Cole.
Mm.
Kendrick also
Yeah.
has a song. It's our dad's favorite song. Like they
Yeah.
will sing about like that's about somebody else's life, like or
Yep.
a lot of the verses.
Like
It's
the
like through
first
the eyes of somebody else.
there's 2 or 3 verses of that song. Yeah. It's about someone else's perspective of Kendrick and
Mhm.
how he grew up and like what they think about him and stuff like that. And it's like it's okay to share those experiences for people that don't have the voice to do it. And yeah, that's what I aim to be, and that's why I try to gain perspective on just talking to people and networking.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kendrick, he's gonna be performing at the Super Bowl this year, ain't he?
Yep.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
You got any songs you're hoping to hear him perform?
Hmm.
I think the
So,
better
I mean,
question is who you think he's gonna bring out.
Oh, that's true.
I think the
Both are
better
good.
question is how many times is he gonna play Not Like Us at the Super Bowl?
It's gonna be six times like he did this at the SoFi Stadium, his SoFi concert.
Apple will not forgive it, man. Apple will be like, no, one time is enough.
No man, he's a performer. He's an artist.
I have a feeling he's gonna perform at least one song from every album.
That'd be cool.
Think he'll let Lil Wayne up there with him.
Yeah, maybe.
I will say
Um,
though, I remember watching Kendrick. I think he performed like the Grammys a couple years ago. He has a pretty good performance. So
Mhm.
I'm excited to see how he like what kind of show he puts on. What kind of
He's a great performer. Like,
Oh yeah.
we've been to his concert, and I've only been to 2 concerts, but it was a really good like what he did on stage and the way that they go about it, like presenting their music and then like having like the dance to it. Like it doesn't have to be extravagant, but at least like he's performing the whole time, while he's rapping or singing. I think that in itself is, I'm out of breath by the end of a sentence. So
Well, that's why you got the people they do stage rehearsals, they practice. I think I read somewhere where like Taylor Swift she would sing while she like, runs on a treadmill as her as like a practice because like
Oh,
she's
wow.
like
That
performing.
works.
So
Yeah, I low key I practice that. I walk around while rapping.
Nice.
dang,
So
I was
it's
about to
like-
ask that. I was about to say,
Leviction
Leviction,
just
do
ready
you-
for a live performance.
Yeah. What would be your first song? I got if you were on a grand stage such as Kendrick, for the Super Bowl, like the world is watching, right?
Or Kendrick brings you up for one song. You gonna do one
Yeah,
song?
what song would you perform, and would
Or
you
do
be
you
ready?
not have one yet?
That man would just die
just hit
from just like honor.
I I don't even think I have a song for Super Bowl yet, bro.
Dang, not as
Alright,
big as
well,
the Super
alright,
Bowl
well,
yet.
He's like, give me a few more years, man.
Big as the Super
I'd
Bowl.
say my most hype song is "Who Am I," featuring my boy Gabe.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
that
yeah,
one's a
I would
pretty good
show
one.
him.
Fast pace.
You wouldn't perform Valentine?
That wasn't too bad either. His verse on that song wasn't too bad.
I mean, I don't think that would be fitting for the Super Bowl.
Everybody would be his Valentine at the Super Bowl.
For real. All the ladies would be flocking for Leviction.
Hey,
They'd be like, I'll be your Valentine.
hey, now we put an idea in his mind though. Now he's got to make a Super Bowl song, a Super Bowl ready song. You know, like
Yeah.
that.
There you go. That's
Big
the goal.
production, big value.
That would be the
Right.
one to present.
You know, speaking of big production, we kind of talked about how you wrote your lyrics, but like, you know, for a rap song, there's two parts. There's the beat, and then there's the lyrics.
Mhm.
One, I gotta ask, do you write your own beats? Or do you create your own beats?
Yeah.
Okay. How's that process go? Talk me through Leviction's process creating his own beats.
And
So
what
right-
percentage
What's
of
up?
what percentage of the music that you've written is your own beat? You know,
So I'd say I take a sample, and from there, whether it's like a piano, usually it's a synth sample or like a vocal sample that I choose out of, and then from there I create the drums, uh, and add in whatever synths on top of that, or like whatever other keys I gotta add on top of that to add more effects or just layers. And yeah, and I just start writing lyrics on top of that, and whatever sound effects or like triangles or percussion I add along the way. And yeah, shout out to Tracklib and Splice. I sample a lot, but down the line I am um going to start recording all the instrumentals myself, like the guitar. I don't have it with me, but I'm working on learning the guitar right now.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's like once I get more things situated with my financial things, I'll start buying more instruments or even like renting things and just start finding a bunch of folks to collab with so I can get more live instruments going.
but what do you know right now? So you have piano, drums. You're
Yeah.
learning guitar.
Piano, drums, and guitar.
You can learn the trumpet, the saxophone.
No,
live some
not yet.
childhood dreams.
Dang, maybe I should.
I think the saxophone
should.
would be pretty cool.
What
Yeah, I
are
think the
some
saxophone.
Japanese instruments that you could learn?
Japanese instrument?
What's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
what's the one you play with the strings? The strings?
Yeah, the traditional one. I
What's
don't
that
remember
called?
what it's called, but
Is it koto?
koto.
Is it
Yes, I know it starts with a K, but I don't know if it's koto. But that sounds about right.
Isn't there like also like is it like a little flute or something?
And you can play some Naruto music. It could be
Yeah.
Andre 3000.
Hey man, I'd love to learn some instruments, bro. Like once I get the money for that, you'll catch me.
Nice.
You'll catch me playing an instrument.
We need to put your Cash App on here.
Nah,
Get you some donations.
So you're saying how you make a beat and then you write the lyrics.
Mhm.
So is that your process every time, or is it like you can do it opposite, where you write the lyrics and then make the beat?
Yeah, sometimes it's opposite. Like right now, or the other night, I started writing a song with no beat. I just have like a melody in mind. I have a beat in mind that hasn't been like made yet. Like I already know what I want it to sound like. It's just that I haven't gotten to that yet. But I just started writing the lyrics, and I'm not probably gonna make the beat until I finish the lyrics.
I see.
So there's songs like that I work on too.
How much
Yeah.
from real world like music, real world sounds do you like pull inspiration from? Like could you be walking along the street and just hear like a killer beat and be like, dang, this is pretty good. Let me like find a way to like adapt it.
Oh yeah. I yeah, sometimes even like a bird chirp, bro.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna lie, man. Like a
Sampling
bird
from
chirp
nature.
and like I don't know if I got ADHD or whatever, but like even like car horns, if they like beep a certain like rhythm or a specific way, like I would like mimic that beat. Like I would mimic a lot of things in my head, like, ooh, that kind of went hard, you know, and like just have an idea off of that. And like I don't know, my mind's weird, but that's just
Nah,
how I
man, it's
function.
just
The
your creative
artist.
process. Yeah, it's your creative
Yeah.
process. You know, I have examples of me when I'm just walking down the street. I think of like a CS problem in my head. I'm like, and I solve it in the spot. So it's just part of your creative process. And you know, hey, you know, God's the greatest artist, so get some inspiration from
Yeah.
him.
Amen.
But I mean, we just got back from New Orleans. Do you feel like you got any inspiration from our trip?
Dude, that live music or like seeing so many people do live music made me realize like, dang, you could really go out there and do you. Like that's what made me feel okay with what I'm doing right now. Cause I was like, if these people are out here grinding damn near every day, like just playing their hearts out
On Bourbon Street.
on Bourbon Street, yeah, I'm like, you in a hot spot right now, just playing.
With a
Oh, you
stick
go,
and-
bro. Like,
yeah, a stick and like a Home Depot bucket, you know?
like
Yeah.
you go, bro. Like, I had to drop a couple like couple bucks in their buckets because I'm like, all I can do is respect that because you're creating entertainment, or you could be like be someone's background music for all I know. Like you're doing something for the people that are around or in the surrounding area. So I'm like, all I can do is respect that. So
Yeah.
all in good fun. Leviction, let me ask you this, my guy. How do you feel like you're currently how do you feel like you're performing as an aspiring musician?
performing as in like
Like, how would you evaluate yourself, I guess is what I mean to say. Like, do you feel like you're meeting your goals? Do you feel like you're where you want to be? Do you feel like you want to be do you feel like you're moving at the pace you want to move at?
oh
Moving slower, faster?
yes.
Like,
Yeah, I think I've been moving at the pace I'd like to be in because I don't know. Recently, I was just like, I've been under construction. Leviction has been under construction ever since he or under reconstruction, I'd say, ever since he dropped his EP. And during that time of reconstruction, I'd say I realized that I can be me, and there is no like time. There is no limit. There is no time like deadline, you know, on when I can, because I don't want my art to be rushed, you know. So
Yeah.
whenever I'm done with the song and like have it ready, it's ready to go out there. Like I have to send it out, or else
Yeah.
it's just gonna be sitting in the drive like any other song is right now. So I'm like, I'm at a point where I have enough songs where I can comfortably just start distributing and just go at my own pace now. So I think that's where I'm at with Leviction right now.
If you could go back in time and give yourself like one advice for your career, what would it have been?
Keep going, big dog. You should have produced. You should have started producing sooner, big dog.
Oh yeah.
okay.
Yeah, for me, I started producing 2021
Okay.
or 2022. It's been 2 years.
So that pandemic lockdown really got you to focus in.
Yeah, I mean, in the first, they got me in the first half because the first half of the pandemic, I was just wasting my life away. I'm not gonna lie. Like for like a year and a half, I just didn't do anything. And my boy Meatball, shout out Meatball, he gave me a good talking. He gave me the business and was just like, yo, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you keep saying you want to like pursue your music dreams. You want to You want to be like, you look up to Dr. Dre, you look up to all these people, but what is you doing? Is what he said to me. And I was like, dang. So that very next day, I bought FL Studio and started producing. And like since then, like I'm starting to produce or write something damn near every day.
Nice.
Like,
dang, that spicy meatball gotcha, huh?
like Meatball done started my gears, and since then my gears have been running.
Moving, growing.
He said that
Like,
shit was burning. He had to go to work.
yeah, because like I thought I was done for. Whenever COVID came around, I was like, I ain't gonna do. I wasn't writing nothing. I was just gaming every day, doing whatever. Then that talk came, and I was like, dang, that was a turnaround for.
Hey,
Leviction.
put that flame under your ass.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm happy that he did, because without that talk, I probably would be doing something else right now. So
Good. I'm glad that Meatball was able to give you the inspiration to progress forward.
I will say,
Yeah.
like, you know, you beginning your music journey and your career kind of inspired like us to start this podcast.
That's true.
So it's I guess we all got to thank Meatball for it.
yeah, it's Meatball, bro. Like, there's just something about him and giving them, or like giving people a stern talk. He just talks very like, so he's just like, so you said this, but then like this is happening. This don't add up. What's going on? It's like how
Keeps
he
it
approaches
real.
it. Yeah.
Sounds
So-
about right. I see. But with that, you got any exciting projects on the horizon?
Actually, surprisingly, like out of nowhere, yesterday I recorded a music video. Shout out to Huddy Taylor.
Okay.
I think it's funny because I woke up to his call, like to him calling me, and for a while he was just like, "Yo, I got this setup, man. Like, let's do something." And for me, this was probably like third or fourth time of him saying it. So I was just, I sat down and thought about it because I didn't want to do nothing, bro. Like, I was
Don't we all?
tired.
Yeah.
So I
got
thought
you.
about it, and I was just like, not many people get this opportunity of like people wanting to film you, wanting to record you. So I was just like, let me take this opportunity before like it never happened, like before he never asked me again.
Mhm.
And like, I'm glad that I said yes, because that whole shoot went so smooth, dude. Like, he put the camera in front of me and was just like, just do your thing, dude.
Is this a music video for a new song or one of the songs from your EPs?
For a new song.
Oh, so you get a music video and a new song. What a drop.
Oof.
The new drop is called Repetition. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited for it. I don't know about the music video dropping at the same time as the single, but it will come
close
around
by.
the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Repetition by Leviction. Do we get a sound snippet or we gotta wait for that?
Nah, y'all gotta wait. Y'all gotta wait.
I gotta wait for it. All right.
But look out for my story though, because I will be doing some snippets there.
Okay.
It's really God's work, bro. Like, I can't really explain it. I can't explain it any way else. Like,
Yeah.
it's God's work, bro. Because
Glory be to him.
yeah, glory be to God. Because yeah, I wasn't even expecting to make a music video until he just popped up the idea to me and was like, "Yo, okay,
Might as well get used to it.
Just like his name coming in a dream, these opportunities just come poof, out of nowhere.
yeah." And I'm here for it. I'm here for it every time. Like, I will sit and think about every decision from now on, because if I didn't do that in that last decision, that music video wouldn't have happened, you know?
Mhm.
So I learned a lesson from it, and I'm glad I did.
Well, I will say
Yeah.
that, you know, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking some time out of your creative process to talk with us. You know, it was great learning more about you, and hopefully, you know, our fans, our listeners will get to know Leviction from a more personal level rather than just a shout out at the end of our episodes.
That's true.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for having me because it was fun explaining how my mind works. Because yeah, I feel like not a lot of people be listening. Like they be hearing, but they don't be listening. So
Difference. I got you.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us on today's special episode of Dude You Never Told Me with Leviction. He can be found on all social media platforms, Spotify, YouTube.
We'll have
He's
his
on Instagram.
We'll have his
We'll
links
have
at the
everything
bottom.
down in the comments.
And yeah, keep an eye out for all of Leviction stuff. You know, he's coming out with a new song, a music video. His EPs are great. So he has a lot of stuff for you to listen if you haven't had a chance yet.
Definitely. Any last words?
Any
Thank
advice
you.
for people? Yeah,
advice.
yeah, just
Any
anything. It doesn't
advice
have to be about
for,
music,
like-
just life advice.
Life advice, or for any advice for like other aspiring artists and producers such as yourself?
I'd say one advice is if you're trying to do music independently, make sure that you have a steady income while trying to do it.
Yeah.
Like
Sounds
even
like-
if it takes to have a full-time job and then like on your 2 off days you do music, like that's okay because you're still pursuing music on your off, like you're still putting time towards music. So it's like make sure that you got a steady income so you can like prosper in your music dream, or like use that money to pursue your music dream rather than, you know. So that's my only advice.
It's pretty good advice.
Well, thank you everybody, and we'll catch you next time. We'll be back next year for season 2. But between here and then,
We got a few
we'll have our
surprises.
Thanksgiving and our Christmas episodes. So we'll see you then. Thank you everybody.
Yo.
Dude, you never told me.